In a conversation with Harry Belafonte, Dr. K expressed, "We have fought hard and long for integration, as I believe we should have, and I know that we will win. But I've come to believe we're integrating into a burning house. I'm afraid that America may be losing what moral vision she may have had, and I'm afraid that even as we integrate, we are walking to a place that does not understand that this nation needs to be deeply concerned with the plight of the poor and disenfranchised. Until we commit ourselves to ensuring that the underclass is given justice and opportunity, we will continue to perpetuate the anger and violence that tears at the soul of this nation." I think about that often. I'm afraid that America may be losing what moral vision she may have had. An example I think of is the popularization of hip hop and the fall in quality of products and concepts in the music, of course, or fall in the strengths of family. I mean, how many children today under 30 have experienced a soulful dinner? Is that an occurrence in our community anymore? I'm speaking of Black people in particular when I say that. How many people learn how to cook from family recipes from family members instead of YouTube? The growing divide among Black men and women, or just men and women in general, right? A failure to unify among each other, in particular with Black men. I'm afraid that even as we integrate, we are walking to a place that does not understand that this nation needs to be deeply concerned with the plight of the poor and disenfranchised. As we unite as one people and take our one identity, we've not worked out our own inner turmoil and conflicts as people unique to our own cultures. So Black and white people have issues within their own bones that have not been addressed. When we all come together like a fire, these issues will just fester and the problems will persist and grow, just like a raging fire burns and destroys, until we commit ourselves to ensuring that the underclass is given justice and opportunity. While I'm making part of my brand and ethos and how imperative it is for each to take pursuit of his goals and move with a purpose, I realize how unjust and unfair it is to push people to pull themselves up, knowing how level the playing field is. I've been taking a task at moments for my philosophy or chess being a art for life. The jab is often unlike life. Chess, we all start with the same pieces. That often assists with me. And I'm always quick to give the reminder we all have time. I do believe for sustainability and proper allotment of resources, a real trickle down. A better job will be done to spread wealth across. I mean, for those striving or reaching for it, I can speak from experience. It's sad how can be paid to do nothing while others struggle and do everything. I believe that comes from not seeing, and the value and need and cultivating and supporting the development of others. A man's merit should pay today. It does not, as well as a man's marketing. We will continue to perpetuate the anger and violence that tears at the soul of this nation. The violence and desperate acts we're seeing will not go away. In fact, they will increase. This is unconfident as a result of people not having what they need. Desperate people make desperate moves. People are hurting, suffering, and the help is just out on the way. Love is a luxury. A luxury seems not even money can buy these days. So as people continue to suffer, I fear violence and anguish will continue to grow as a recourse in the political landscape. At one point, we had a mindset of building a nation for the people. Now we just want to stun on the people for the nation. Look at the values. Our consumerism continues to rise, but building does not. We've seen the global lost the ability to deal with opposing views. I mean, it's such childish behavior. If you look at the news, it's disgusting. It really is. I mean, what has someone's political views done to make you feel so emotional that you just can't deal or have a conversation? Why is it always such assumptions drawn? What is the fear inherent from an opposing view? I've just not noticed any empowerment beyond symbolism or words from one side, so that's why I became independent. My primary focus is on education and youth, and anyone that speaks to that, will find an ally in me. And I'll leave it there. You know, how do we balance? I ask, how do we balance accountability and systemic awareness without fostering dependence? People need help on getting on their feet. I do not disagree. I would never. But how can we create an environment that fosters more dependence? I believe that that's only had through knowledge and education. What this looks like to me is maybe give people a chance to do something for a change. Like give people a chance to get into business with funding and support. Maybe support programs where they're getting coaching, paid coaching, right? And then with the completion of this coaching, they're given grants. I believe that programs like this could stimulate our local economies. Why? Because they create jobs. They don't only create jobs, but they also create business. And it's a much better use of our tax dollars to stimulate the local economy. If more people worked in their community, I believe you get more pride. I'm going to take a little anecdote here. I'm from New York City, proud. And I think it's probably the proudest and most beautiful of all villages in America. And the reason is not that New York's better. No, that's not at all true, not at all. I may say that, in conversation and jokes, and many other New Yorkers will probably say the same, but that would just be our ego. The true reason, though, is the hoods have rich culture and ownership from the people who live there, and they keep it going. And it's far from perfect. That's why I didn't say the hood. But again, when it's yours, you see more pride and appreciation, and we need to return to that. Maybe one day I'll do an episode on the 100 acres and the mule in the modern age. We got to get people, back to what in order to take pride in theirs. I think that's critical to why people don't appreciate what they have. They don't see the value in it. When someone gets a brand new car, wash it. They take really good care of it. Someone has a beater. When you say, "I watch a beater," right? It's a beater. They don't care about it. They don't see the value. It doesn't matter. And when people don't have value in their homes, in their community, it's like seeing it as a beater. And we need to get people away from seeing their community as a beater. We need to get them seeing it like a brand new car, make it their baby. And that comes from giving people ownership and value. And now I want to talk about the gift and curse of Black music. This could be a whole episode in itself. Rap music really makes me feel old now. I remember when my parents challenged me when it was not music. It was just noise and garbage, sampling, instrumentation, all that stuff. And now I find myself making similar arguments and claims when I challenge the popular secular rap music that pollutes the radio today. I think the gift is that we have the ability to create art that is so powerful that transcends people. We don't even have to understand the language and they feel it. The curse is the gift is too often perverted, and sadly, it's more about the images and marketing than poetic words and music that makes people move. And I'm going to leave it there because, like I said, we can talk about this on another segment. When did the focus of our music shift from storytelling and uplift to glorification of violence and despair? I took a glance. I wanted to find some images, and I looked. In 1994, the Source Awards, we had Snoop Dogg Doggy Style, Wu-Tang, Into the Wu-Tang Clan, Nas, Illmatic, Notorious B.I.G., Ready to Die, Outkast, Southern Players Stylistic, Warren G, Regulate, the G-Funk Era, Big Mike, Something Serious, Gangstar, Hard to Earth, Scarface, The Diary, A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders, Murder Was the Case, the soundtrack. Remember when movie soundtracks used to rock? But beat nuts. Some of y'all don't even know about the beat nuts. It's 1994. Then I look at 2024. Yeah, J. Cole, Schoolboy Q, Kendrick Lamar. I'm a Kanye fan still. But all in all, I was looking at a graphic of just the albums that dropped and half the stuff I don't know. Just the imagery, man, and where music's gone is such another direction. I mean, some current news I'm seeing is FGM really signed LiAngelo Ball to a $13 million deal. I tried to listen to the song now. I really feel for all the guys that I grew up with that used to rap. I just feel like they all deserve a chance. Cause I mean, if that's $13 million, they have to be at least, that's 13 million, they like 20, but I'm not saying this to knock the young man cause I'm happy to see him getting his. It's just sometimes you just have to wonder what's the market value and what determines it. Can a woman have appeal in hip hop while keeping her clothes on? Or am I doing too much? Let's look at the albums from 1994 to 2024. In 1994, we were challenging everything with Illmatic. What are we doing in 2024 to push things forward? Granted, the Kendrick's an anomaly. I just wondered, what will we play more in 2020 or 2040? Who's going to be getting played more? The artists of 1994 or the artists from 2024? You could argue they had a head start, but I don't think that's what it's about. I think it's about making real music, and I think that's going away. I think numbers sometimes have a way of lying and making people lose sight of things. How can we reclaim the artistry, the integrity of Black music? And I think it's obvious the music is investing in what gets the most views, what brings the numbers. What is it about knowledge, nutrients being a wholesome, righteous, healthy expression that fails to capture our imagination like foolery? Then I want to talk about challenges in community building. A lot of difficulty in organizing productive conversations within the Black community. Many of us too comfortable discussing displeasure and not taking actionable steps to change. I appreciate and understand the severity of history, the struggles that have come before you. I also think it's critical that we talk and educate on the struggles that we currently face. When you are in an environment where everyone is focused on building a solution going forward, you can help or win, or at least give your best and go forward. When we dwell on our poor circumstances too long, we become miserable and hateful of everyone and the idea of progress. Guilt is an endless dark pit and it can consume you. Focusing on the positive, working towards outcomes does not mean one is not aware of what plagues him or what may or not be provided. My heart wishes we had more of a solution-focused mindset. A hunger for more should resonate. I believe if we did, we would find ways to grow stronger networks. We talk so much about the fall of Black Wall Street. Perhaps we should talk more about how it rose. Maybe it could rise again. I often look around, I see people, and all I see is opportunity. I surely wondered, and I look upon me and I said, well, if I was you, I would do this, I would do that. And I wish it was a world where we saw each other. And the first thing we came to mind was how we could work together to enhance and grow instead of finding flaws. We find flaws in each other so much. And the crazy thing is, while we're finding flaws in each other, flawed people are running them up all over us. I mean, we will put each other on the grill and let the thief just walk right on around, take everything and leave out the front door while we grilling the innocent person. It's got to stop. I'm letting people collaborate always. So listen, one of my team here for you. Come on, brother. You know what? Come on, sister. We got instinct. And I'm sure you got need and you could be useful. But anyway, what steps can we take to foster a culture of solutions rather than complaints? I think the truth is we all need to be heard. I think we say things like go to therapy and that's become a weapon. The truth is, brother, sister, mom, dad, uncle, aunt, cousin, or friend, you got something heavy in your mind. I wish we lived in a place where we had gentler ears. Many of us do not realize it, but you judge with your ears more than you listen. Some people, if someone just listened to them and let them get that thing off their chest, they could move better, but instead, just holding that horn and slowing you up. And we move on from the favorite point of collective action. I think it goes back to taking the time to see each other as people and victims of a greater evil, not in the eyes of each other. I know this is going to be hard, but I think sometimes you need to take this allegiance to people of uncultured as well. You have to make peace how you see it. And what I'm saying, I'm going to take it from the top. See people as people, all people. Stop looking at other groups and blaming everything that a negative situation happened on all people. These people weren't even here for that. Black history needs to be taught, all of it. History needs to be taught, all of it. I'm real clear on that. But we also need to be talking proactive steps. We can't continue to be negative and nasty to each other because of what has happened in the past or what someone else did to you. That has got to stop. And it's coming in so many different ways now. It's not just race now. You have different, gender is a conversation, race is a conversation, socioeconomic status is a conversation. Well, we got to get back to just look at the human being in front of you. Just human being. Take off the clothes politely, all that stuff, but just look at the human being in front of you. You want to have peace? Make allegiance with the world around you. And in order to have peace outside, you're going to have peace within. That's something we got to work on. Remember, all that grudge and beef causes stress. Stress is what leads to cause of cancer, which is going to lead to cause of death. Find peace for yourself. Then you can find peace for other people. If you're at odds with yourself, you can't give grace nowhere. It must start with yourself. I learned something in therapy. I was really struggling with a few things. And I asked my therapist, if I was a bad person. Because I thought maybe I was. There are some things that I've done in my life. I don't think they're bad in the grand scheme of things, but they're not the best. And I shouldn't have done them, or I shouldn't have allowed myself to be in those spaces. And his response to me was, well, think about why'd you ask that? Think about the things that drew you to ask that question. Were those things you done out of true malice? Like, did you mean to do it knowing the outcome? Or were you doing the best you could due to circumstances? Some circumstances could be you were desperate or you didn't know any better. Maybe you were foolish. You were ignorant. That can happen. And sometimes good people find themselves in those tough positions. We cannot always be perfect. I just ask that you be the best you can and you don't hurt anyone if possible. All right? Embrace. Let things go. But seriously, what can we do? Mr. Tucker is going back to standing. You see him always in these suits, right? You need to see a gentleman. You need to see professionals at work. This is what professionals at work looks like to me. And that's what he used to always look like. I'm going back to standards. These are things I would like to teach young people as I work with them through mentorship. The chess community I continue to build in other community engagements. I believe this is what Black excellence looks like to me. That's why I'm going to continue to work and uphold and further develop. Youth development with a special focus on Black male excellence and refinement. We need some refinement, fellas. The last couple of years, I don't know, things have been crazy. That's how I feel about it. I don't like it. It's too casual. But seriously, be kind to each other. Regardless of where we are on the ladder or the hill, people can and do old. With what it comes, its own unique mix of problems and stresses. We have more to offer each other in collaboration than we do in drama and frustration. We got to lose stereotypes and tropes about each other. That means a lot of content we see as people we love to indulge in. You got to nix them because it's a vicious cycle of being a media. You watch it, you listen to it, these different modes of communication. This is going to impact the topics that you love to discuss. And we get back to some books, some educational material, and leave the gossip alone. But in closing, again, many love to reflect on Dr. King's dream. But as I've gotten older, I have heeded his nightmare. And hoping to hear this as a tone of hopelessness, because that's not my intention at all. I just realized we have quite the road to go. With time as a people, we seem to grow further apart. What bonds us these days, while I love for you to like, follow, share, and subscribe to JustINSPIRE Podcast and JustINSPIRE Mentoring or all platforms. If it's meant to be a bond, I hope you invest real time in skinny be. The house is indeed on fire, but that does not mean it cannot be saved. What will you do today to ensure the house stops burning?